What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show. I'm FB. Oh, that's right. Goob's on vacation, so fuck that guy. Still sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore, California. Don't forget that part, Goob. Ah, this is the part where I usually say, "How's the Goob?" But we know how he is, so we'll just move on. I think both Goob and I would agree that shout out Caitlin Clark for getting the being the first pick in the WNBA draft, which we knew it was going to be. She's the best college basketball player to come out of the WNBA or to come out of the WNCAA. That's for sure. Yeah, so good for her. Transitioning into the next phase, which is, as we know, much harder, much faster. Everybody in there is a professional, so that ought to be interesting. I also thought what was interesting, and I was kind of, the Sparks had 2 and 4, so the Fever got number 1 with Caitlin Clark, and then the Sparks had the second and the fourth pick. And they got Brinks and they got Jackson out of Tennessee, the forward, and the center out of Stanford. It's like, shoo, well, the Sparks really improved. And then the Chicago Sky had 3 and 7, and they got Reese and what? Or no, the Sparks got Jackson. Did they get? Yeah, who's that? Yeah. Oh no, the Wings got or the Sky got Reese and the center out of South Carolina, which I thought was the best player coming out of the draft, other than Caitlin Clark, of course. Don't want to confuse anybody. So yeah, I thought while the Chicago Sky and both the Sparks, they had 2 of the top 7 picks. So good for the Fever, good for Indiana getting Caitlin Clark. You got to surround stuff around her now. They did get a second pick, but it was second round. By that time, the Sparks had 3 picks. I was like, wow, Sparks had 3 picks by that time. That's crazy. So yeah, good for them getting Caitlin Clark. Like I said, it's a different world. Going to the pros now, everybody's a pro now, but she can shoot the ball from anywhere, so she should be fine. Who's not going to be fine? Well, I'm kind of confused. Congratulations to the Bucks for chickening out and taking the third spot. Now I know Giannis was injured, but you guys suck. I hate you guys. My beloved Knicks, number 2. 15 games behind the Celtics. Don't take away anything from the Celtics. Definitely the best team in the league. But number 2, Brunson, the fourth in scoring, electric, should be an MVP candidate, not an Olympic candidate because he got snubbed for that. So we won't talk about that. But fourth in scoring should be considered. Took the Knicks. We lost Randall. We're number 2. We were number 5 or 6 when we lost Randall. So I mean, I'm not unhappy with. I'm unhappy. Well, screw the Olympics. Who cares? I hope it puts a chip on his shoulder, and I hope he goes out there, and I hope he gets to play the Celtics. But we'll talk about that. Listen, we got the Bucks Pacers. If Giannis doesn't come back, and Halliburton who is an Olympian now, plays to his level, man, the Pacers could win this. They could take out the Bucks. I'm not sold on the Bucks. Cavs Magic, another one of those. Unless Mitchell plays well, unless Donovan Mitchell goes out there and is the face of the NBA as he would like to be. I don't know. Magic's played well all year long, so they're right there with the Cavs. I'm not giving anybody either one of those series. I have no vote for. Goob would go for the Pacers because he likes Halliburton, and he'd probably go for the Well, he likes the Cavs actually. He really does like the Cavs. So I have nothing to say about them. Go Heat. That's what I have to say. Go Heat. I would love to play the Heat in the first round at New York against the Heat. Now, I know what happened last year, and I know the Cinderella story Jimmy Butler had last year. But I don't see Jimmy Butler having that 2 years in a row. So he's not getting past the Celtics if that's the case. But if the Heat win, the Celtics have the possibility of playing the 76ers in the first round. And oh my gosh, go Heat. Because I think the 76ers can beat one of either the Hawks or the Bulls. I think that's not a doubt. But if the Heat could by any chance just beat the 76ers, Bring on the Heat. I do not want to play the 76ers. Not in the first round. I'm can't believe that that's how it ended up being. That if the 76ers win, we play them in the first round. I'm disappointed in that. Bring on, bring on the Heat. That's all I got to say. Go Heat. Go Jimmy Butler, please. The West. The West is the most interesting conference. I like the West a lot. I like. I like. I'm a Knicks fan. Don't get confused. But I really do like what's going on in the West. Lakers, welcome to Denver. That is going to be that is going to be an interesting series. And I want to give it to Denver, but if Anthony Davis, LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, Reeves, if they all play well, it might go 7 games, or Denver just knocks them out in 4. That's very possible. I think it all surrounds. If Anthony Davis plays well, it'll go further than it should. So I don't know about that. The Thunder are waiting. Shane Gilgis Alexander deserves to really, really should be considered to be the MVP in the league. So he took the youngest team to the #1 position over the defending champions, which the Lakers will soon find out why they're defending champions. Yeah, so I really like the Thunder. They're just waiting. They'll find out on Friday, I believe. It's the other two games that truly are going to be interesting. You've got the Timberwolves versus the Suns. So you've got the Carl Anthony Town led, Edwards immaturity that shows up in bunches and causes them to fall apart against the fifth and sixth best scorers in basketball in Durant and Booker. Veterans, been there, done that in Durant. So I love the Timberwolves, but I'm not going to count out Durant and the Suns. I think that's going to be one of the more interesting matches in the first round. I think if Goob was sitting next to me or on another screen somewhere, I think he would agree. Clippers versus the Mavericks. It's the old guys versus Luka and Kyrie. And we just don't know what Kyrie we're going to get. If we get the 2016 Cleveland Cavalier Kyrie, we're in a good place because Luka was the #1 scorer in basketball, so that's good. If we get I don't know. I hope we get the 2016. I'd like to see the Mavericks make a push. I really like Luka Doncic. I really like Luka a lot. He is he's the Larry Bird of today. That's what he is. He's the Larry Bird of today. So I like him. But the old guys with Kawhi and Paul George, even though Kawhi I don't know if he's going to make it the first or 2 games, but we'll see. But I don't know. I want to say that the 2 low seeds are going to win. I think the Suns and the Mavericks are going to win these 2 rounds. So we'll see. Basketball is going to be interesting. We still have to wait. We still have the Western play-in games on tomorrow. I'll put a short out on that, and then we have Friday, I believe, to finish this whole thing off. So, hey, whatever. MLB, we haven't hit 20 games yet, but I'll be honest, we've had a lot of interesting stuff here with the MLB, especially for my Dodgers, man. I'm a little confused here. I think my confusion sits with how much money Shohei Ohtani actually has. I don't understand how somebody could somehow spend 16 and still owe $24 million, and I'm just confused. I just don't get it. I don't want anything to tarnish the Dodgers this year. This was we had a lot of anticipation taken in Shohei Ohtani, and now it's just weird. I know he had nothing to do with it from what they say, but if he did, they will find out. You will not get away from the FBI. That is the truth. That's just how it works, man. So, but it doesn't make any sense. Apparently he has so much money that he doesn't even know how much money he has, and somebody can almost get away with spending $40 million on gambling. And that guy is a horrible gambler. He lost $40 million in gambling. I'll never even see that much fucking money. And that guy lost it gambling. Must be nice. Dodgers, speaking of, bullpen not looking very good. We've lost some pretty close games, and I believe we were leading those games, and we had 8 runs. We put runs on the board. So bullpen is looking a little iffy. It started that way last year. We hope to change that up. Uh, brought Mr. Young Andy Pages up from the big league or from the minors today, his first game, and on his first pitch got a hit. So, you know, at least the hitting and the run scoring for the Dodgers is looking good. Beat the Nationals 6-2 tonight. That's a good thing. We were 4-6 in the last 10, so Dodgers need to work on that because the Giants were also 4-6 in the last 10, and the Giants are not a very good team. So if we're supposed to be the best, we can't be tying the Giants. Yankees, one of the only teams to 12 wins, which we've only played 18 games. So, like I said, everything's pretty close. Even the Giants are hanging on with 7 wins. I thought they would have 2 or 3. That's probably where I thought they would be capped at right now, and I was wrong. They're way ahead of that. So good for the Giants. We went to Texas this week, and good showing for Mr. Tyler Reddick. Sorry, I saw a lot of Larson. So, but with saying Larson, another win for the Hendricks team, which I remember those days very well. So you follow Jeff Gordon and support Jeff Gordon for all those years. You know all very well about Rick Hendricks. And another win for Rick. Yeah, Mr. Elliott won this week. Good for him. And William Byron was in third. So I believe that's like 2 or 3 races in a row where he's had 1 and 3 or 1, 2, and 3. So good for Rick Hendricks. But good for Reddick. 4th place, put him on the 8th in the points. Busher 15, hang on to 13th in the points. I still think that both Busher and I need a win, or Busher and Reddick need a win to well, once you get a win, you're in. Doesn't matter. Then you just have to work the next 16 or 15 drivers out of the way to take the last position and win. So, but no, good week of racing in Texas. Can't wait for next week. I can't wait for Talladega in October. I am camping in the on the outskirts of it, but camping at Talladega, going to concerts and partying all week. So I can't wait. That is my vacation. I guess that's the only excitement I'm having this year, other than camping with the kids. NFL draft next week. Excited about that. I will not have the Goob again next week. Apparently his vacation is longer than mine will be. Both of them together. So good for him. So I'll be doing the draft special next week. FB and the Goob presents the NFL draft number 3. Solo FB. My performer of the week is the guy who got snubbed by the Olympics, Jalen Brunson. That guy's on fire. That's why we got to the 2nd position in the Eastern Conference, because of Jalen Brunson. My son also had a 1,000 on base percentage this week, so I was proud of him on that too. It wasn't bad. Next week, well, I'm excited for the draft. I know Stowe's excited for soccer because he'll be somewhere live watching a soccer match. Goob, that is. And the NFL draft, I'll be doing the draft special next Tuesday. Playoff basketball begins. NHL hockey playoffs begin, and that's when we start watching hockey. So we love that. And, well, listen, this wasn't bad. I don't think I miss him at all. I don't need that guy. Show went much faster. He talks way too much. He's got a problem with that. It's like ADHD or some shit like that. But I'm FB. This was the FB and Goob show minus Goob. Have a good night. Peace.